The EFL Championship returns this weekend. The Blackburn Rovers' next game is against Coventry City. There can only be one winner. The other team will be eliminated.
That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. Looking forward to Blackburn Rovers returning to Championship action up against Coventry City, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button and keep your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, world football related, the Championship related. We're going to know here, boys, under one Rooski. That's right, of course, Rovers return, but of course there'll be a major absentee for Blackburn Rovers, as of course Big Bad Boy Bertrand Diaz is probably in a plane right about now, coming back in and hopefully touching down safely in Manchester. Of course, maybe the return for the midweek game up against, who is it, QPR? Anyway, we'll talk about that another day, but of course right here, right now, we're building forward to Coventry City, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. Big shout out to my VRPs. They are the Patreons. Big shout out to you guys, and thank you for your continued support behind the bloody scenes. If you want to get involved, check the link down below, patreon.com/overseas. So here we go. Let's jump in the deep end and have a little look at the game itself then, shall we? Of course, it does take place this Saturday. I don't know what the date is. We will figure that out in a minute. But anyway, of course, if you don't know about Ewood Park and Blackburn Rovers, this is a bit of the information that you might want to take in. The capacity is around about 31,367. The manager is Tony Mowbray, and this is technically the Tony Mowbray derby. That's right. Of course, he formerly managed Coventry prior to his Rovers days. Had a good, okay season, then he had a bit of a shit season, but Coventry only had him for a couple of years, if that. Our Capitano is Darragh Lenihan, and the nearest travel they'll have to do for the away fans will be Preston North End this year. The most distance they'll have to travel will be Bournemouth. Last time we did finish 15th. The odds at the start of the season were 20-1 to get promoted as champions. My prediction at the moment is 10th, and of course it is remaining in 10th for this season. Let's take a look at the resume then, shall we, for Rovers. Pretty stinking kind of form heading into this one. Back-to-back defeats, which is not great. Prior to that, we were riding on a crest of a wave on a nice little unbeaten run. But we need to get back on track, and of course we need to get back on track now. Of course, last time around we did lose to Blackpool in that line. Bit of a northwest clash then, but prior to that we lost to Huddersfield as well. The one thing I can say for the most part is Rovers are scoring goals. Our only blip is here against Barnsley. We did beat Cardiff 5-1 and also beat Hull City 2-0. Those were our last 2 home games, and hopefully we can get something in between that. Maybe a 3-1 win or something. I don't know. Let's take a look at the scores, the stats then, shall we? This man here, Big Bad Boy Bertrand Diaz, will not be there, I don't think. Technically, there is a slight chance he can make it, but the fact that he's playing Thursday night, my time, technically Friday morning, England time, is quite a massive turnaround if he can get back in time for this and have a feature. But I don't think he will. But if you are interested in a shirt, there are links to this on the channel, or just drop me a Twitter tweet or in a comment and let me know. We do sell these bad boys, and it's just about to come to that time of the year when you'll need a hoodie, and with, of course, the Chilean Wonder on there. It would be a nice little early Christmas present, maybe. Anyway, let's get going then, shall we? Of course, Bertrand has got 10 goals so far. Gallagher's got 3, Don's got 3, and Ayala's got 2. As for Ayala, he's tops the charts with, of course, the most yellows, 3 for him. Don's also got 3, Gallagher 2, and Lenihan has 2. Carter, the one and only red for Rovers. This is my expected lineup. There could be some changes in this, but this is what I'm going to go with. Of course, Kaminsky between the sticks, Pickering, Ayala. Lenihan hopefully should be back. He was injured in that final. I think he was removed from the Cardiff game at half-time when I think we were home and hosed. And then he hasn't played since. I'm hoping he's back for this one. As the same with Nyambi, he was been removed from concussion. And we've had to play the past couple of games with a makeshift defence. Hopefully they're all back and fit and ready to go. If so, it should be as you were at the back four. Of course, Joe Rankin-Costello is edging closer, who of course will add some competition for right back, but I don't think he'll get the nod this time around. In midfield, it should be Rothwell, should be Buckley, and should be Travis. No questions asked there. The only major concern is who's going to take Diaz's spot. Of course, he is top goal scorer in the division, with, of course, Goyorquez breathing down his neck. I'm actually going to give Pavida another shot for me in my eyes. We've got Dolan down the middle and Gallagher as well. Realistically, you probably want Gallagher in the middle and Dolan on the right, and then Pavida on the left, and have some sort of tornado effect with these two whirlwinds. Maybe Kadra as well could start. He hasn't actually started the game for Rovers, so he may get the nod. Pavida may get the nod. Clarkson may get the nod. Rothwell may play further forward, or Butterworth may start. So there are some options for Mowbray as he tries to pull the wool over his eyes of the old club then, shall we? Of course, like I said, moving forward, we do take on QPR midweek. Then it's Reading back at Ewood Park, following up with, of course, Derby County, Fulham and Sheffield United. We have a difficult start, or back end, I would say, back end to October, a very difficult start to the month of November. And, of course, any points we can accumulate between now and, of course, November would be absolutely fantastic. Kicking off forward, let's take a look at Coventry City and shall we? Of course, they usually play their football at the Coventry Building Society Arena, aka their Rico. 32,000 on the big days. 609. Mark Robbins is the manager. Liam Kelly is, of course, the Capitano. Birmingham City is the nearest match for them whenever they do go away. Swansea City, the most distance have to travel, of course. Last time around, they finished 60th. The odds for them to get promoted were 40-1. Now, my prediction was, well, at the start of the season, I did think Coventry City would struggle. Now, of course, they are flirting. They're doing a bit of a Barnsley, aren't they? They're up there. And, of course, result here will, of course, add fuel to that fire that maybe Coventry City could be the Barnsley of this time around. This is their resume heading into this very, it's kind of hot and cold. At home, they're clinical. At least three wins on the bounce and just conceded 1 goal and scoring, 8 over the course of 3 games. On the road, though, not too great. Of course, they did lose to Luton 5-0. I'm hoping for that Coventry City to turn up this time around, of course. But beating the likes of Fulham, beating the likes of Peterborough, and beating the likes of Cardiff in quick succession, of course, added fuel to the fire. Guy Hawkins is your main man with 9 goals this season. Don's got 2, and I believe he's suspended. McFadden and Waghorn also got a goal so far. Hamer. So if Guy Hawkins is not scoring and Godin is not involved, the goals are a little bit hard to find. Kind of same way for Rovers and Diaz. If he's not scoring, where are the goals going to come from? We're hopefully going to find out this coming Saturday. But Hamer's in there with the top yellows, 5. I think he's back for the next game. O'Hare's got 3. Clark Salter's got 2, and Sheaf's got 2. Davo, the one only red so far. This is my expected lineup. Again, I'm not a Coventry City fan, far from it, but this is what I would expect. Moore's been a revelation for Coventry between the sticks. Clark, Salter, McFadden and Haim at the back there, consistent back 3. Matson on the left, Dabo on the right, Sheaf and Hamer in midfield. O'Hare pulling the strings. Guy Hawkins and Waghorn will get the nod in place of Godden for the starting berth. Of course, this is the resume heading out of this game. They'll stay in the Northwest pretty much, take on North End in the midweek. Then it's Derby County back at the Rico. Then it's Hull City. Then it's Swansea. And then Bristol City. Of course, back-to-back home games. They've got 3 other next 5 games after this match at home. So good chance for them to maintain their top 5, top playoff 6, playoff chasing spot at the moment. Of course, let's take a look at some stats and figures then coming at you. Of course, there's Rovers on the left, Coventry on the right. Rovers possession, around about 42% of all their possessions in the middle third, 29% going forward and 29% also going back. As for Coventry, 41% of all their possession it's in midfield. As for Coventry, 41% of all their possessions in the middle third as well, 28% going forward and 31% going back. As for whereabouts on the field, the possession is happening, 40% is coming down the right-hand side for the Rovers. That's the Nyambi effect. 34% down the left and 26% down the middle. As for Coventry, again, favouring the right-hand side, 41% of all their attacking avenues going down that side, 34% down the left and 25% down the middle. As for the shots, then 64% of all of Rovers shots is in the 18-yard box, 29% long-range bad boys, and just 7% in that scrappy-dappy-doo area. As for Coventry, 8% in that 6-yard box, 59% in the 18-yard box and 33% long-range cookies. Of course, where the shots take place, 69% down the throat for Rovers, 69 dudes. Down the left-hand side, 18%, 30% down the right. Coventry prefer the left to the right, but of course going down the middle 66% of the time. As for the recent occasions there between these two sides, have a little look at it then, shall we? In fact, this is the home form compared to their away form. Our home form is pretty good. Our last defeat in the league was against West Brom. Prior to that, we were unbeaten in the last 3 games, scoring 9 goals in the course of 3 games, which is of course averaging around about 3 goals a game. As for Coventry, just 1 win this season, including that friendly against Mansfield on the road. Of course, they've had losses against Luton, against QPR, draws against Millwall, loss against Barnsley. They did beat Blackpool, which is something at Bloomfield Road, which is something we failed to do just last time around. Overall, over the last 18 matches since 1993, there's been 6 wins apiece and 6 draws. It's the mark of the beast, boys. Of course, Rovers coming into 50% form, back-to-back defeats though. As for Coventry, 1 defeat the past 6 games. Their biggest win over us was a 5-0 win. Our biggest win over them was a 4-0 win. But we have scored 30 goals to compared to 24 over the course of those 18 matches. Quick look at the recent matches then over these two sides, of course, both home and away. Over the last 6, there's been 2 wins for Rovers, 2 wins for Coventry, and 2 draws. Of course, last time around at Ewood was a 1-1 draw. Diaz on the score sheet, Matty James for Coventry, Leo Ostergaard got himself sent off. However, we did stick it down their throats a little bit at their place, 4-0 win. with Adam Armstrong, Brace Javier, and Sam Gallagher on the score sheet. We've actually preferred to play them on the road than we do at home, because this is the home form. We haven't beaten them in the last 3 years, stretching all the way back to 2008, with the likes of Chris Samba, Roque Santa Cruz, even the 4-1 loss to Coventry City, led by Michael Musford, the Maltese striker, Deli Adebola, and Elliot Ward. Goodness gracious me, David Bentley was on the score sheet for Rovers back then. Of course, let's take a look at we'll have a look at the stats, more stats for you. They'll throw in the numbers at you. So over the course of the season so far, Rovers have scored 19 goals. 16 have been scored by Coventry, 10 through open play, 11 for them, 4 set pieces, 2 counter-attacks and 3 penalties for Rovers. As for Coventry, 1 set piece, 3 counter-attacks and 1 penalty so far, averaging around about 14.4 shots a game. That's one of the top 5, I believe. Rovers 11.2 shots per game, with a goal conversion rate of 15% for Rovers compared to the 10 for Coventry. As for the goals conceded, we have conceded more than them. Liam Moore's been a revelation for Coventry. Just 12 goals conceded compared to Rovers 14, 12 of them for open play, 6 for Coventry for open play, 2 set pieces, 2 penalties, 1 counter-attack and 1 OG. No penalties so far for Rovers, touch wood. Hopefully we don't get one of those. On average, we receive around about 12.3 shots a game. They receive around about 11.6. A conversion rate of 10 for them compared to 9 for Coventry. So their defence is better than our defence. Our attack is better than their attack. So be it. Take a look at some other stats and figures. And this is on both home and away for both sides here. Both sides have played 11 games so far heading into this, averaging 2 goals for Rovers, just the 1 for Coventry. And again, they average more shots than we do. They also average around about 7 quarters compared to our 4. They're also better in possession and pass success rate. However, aerial success rate is pretty much even, bloody Steven. As for their our home form versus their away form, we've played 5, they played 5. We also managed to score 2 goals on average on the bloody road, which is pretty good stats for Rovers. 15 shots for us on average this is us at home. We average around about 2 goals at Ewood. They average 0 goals on the road. Again, we average more shots than they do when they play on the road. They still manage to cut more corners. They still boss possession, and they still boss the pass success rate. However, aerial duels are slightly in favour of Rovers. Let's take a look at the characteristics of what we should expect from this game. Rovers' strengths this season have been finishing scoring chances, creating chances through individual skill, counter-attacks, creating scoring chances, defending set pieces, and stealing the ball from the opposition. Our weaknesses, though, are protecting the lead, defending attacks down the wings, keeping possession of the ball, and defending against long shots. Our style of play is a long ball. Long balls attacking down the middle, taking long shots, consistent first 11, and we do like opponents to play aggressively against us. As to the strengths of Coventry, they do counter attacks, protecting the lead. They like to create scoring chances, creating chances through individual skill, and also coming back from losing positions, which of course, with our weakness, could make this for a very, very lively game. Their weaknesses, though, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. They do take a lot of shots. They do attack down the right. They do play in their own half. Very aggressive and consistent first 11. The forecast says Coventry will be shown a high number of cards, and Coventry will make a comeback if they go behind. This is the journey so far. Of course, Coventry are the hollow circle. Of course, they've been pretty much in the playoffs since around about match day number 4. They've pretty much been there the whole time. As for Rovers, it's been also a steady season. We dipped out the playoffs. We went into it for a little bit, and we dipped out again. And right here, right now, we do like 8. We'll show you the table in full glory in a second, but a win for us. I think mathematically we could get back in the top 6 this week. This is the form table coming into this. Coventry are second form team. Very, very good for them. Just won defeated past 6 games. Rovers all the way down 11th. Played 1-2, lost 2, drew 2 in the middle of the road. The home form for Rovers in 6th. That's much better reading for us. Of course, we sit behind QPR, West Brom, of course. Coventry are top of the home form. Just a little bit of a blessing that we're not playing them at this time. They are, unfortunately, down in the 21st spot for the away form. Just 1 win in the last 5 games for them on the road, and that was way back at the start of the season against Blackpool. My prediction for this one, I'm going to give it to you right here, right now, straight at you. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Rovers. Even though Diaz is 95% likely not to feature in this game, I do think the goals will come. Gallagher will be there. I'm hoping we might even have the likes of Bradley Johnson on the bench to come on for a Thunder Bastard or something like that. And maybe it might even be a cheeky penalty with Sam Gallagher getting the winner. But 2-1 for me. Close game, nervy game. Not a pleasant one. I do hope to have a watch along. It's not confirmed. I am scheduled to work, but I might be able to see if I can swing it. If not, I'll be watching the game, so we'll commentate on it anyway. If Twitter is the best we can afford. Of course, that's my pick for this game. Let's take a look at what else is going on around the championship. Of course, at the moment, these are quick overviews of the stats for the rest of the teams. The best possession-based team at the moment is Swansea. However, form is not working it out in their favour. They may have a lot of the ball, but of course it's doing stuff with it that matters the most. Sheffield United are up there as well. Fulham, QPR and Bournemouth. As for the most aggressive, Middlesbrough are that team with 31 yellows, 2 reds so far. Aerial duels have been dominated by Stoke at the moment. No sign of Coventry in that one. Meanwhile, Coventry are the third ranked best for the most shots per game. Fulham and West Brom lead the charge there. Pass accuracy goes in favour of Swansea as well. 85.3% pass success rate. Fulham are in second as well. This is what we can look forward to this weekend. Of course, all kicking off on Friday with West Brom taking on Birmingham, a bit of a Midlands affair. Then the early kickoff over in Fulham. We'll see them take on QPR, an all-London affair. Forest will take on Blackpool, Millwall take on Luton Town, Bristol City take on Bournemouth, Preston take on Derby. We have Middlesbrough up against Peterborough, Reading against Barnsley, Huddersfield against Hull in the Battle of the H's, Sheffield United against Stoke in the Battle of the S's, and Swansea up against Cardiff in their Welsh Wonder battle. But of course, the game of the day will be at Ewood Park as Rovers take on Coventry City. The table looks like this. Coventry are in third, and they could actually go top of the pops with a win, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Rovers are in eighth, and a win for them mathematically we could go sixth, depending on what goes on with QPR and Huddersfield. And down the foot of the table is Barnsley, Peterborough, and Derby are in trouble. But of course, Reading, I think they've got a points deduction coming at you, but they've also in very good form, winning 4 of the past 5 games. How about this then? Top goal scorer at the moment is Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz, and he did get himself a goal, at least one goal so far as a recording over in Chile. Hopefully he'll get another one tonight as a record, or tomorrow whenever he plays Venezuela. But he's top of the charts at the moment, slightly in favour of Mitrovic, with Goyorkes as well up there with Coventry as well. As for the assists, Thomas leads the charge there with Huddersfield. Swifty boys up there with Giles as well. And that, my friends, is pretty much all I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash your thumbs up. And if you're new, smash your subscribe. Give you a bang out today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz related, and of course Championship related. We've got it all here under one rooski. Of course, if you're interested again, check out the links in the video. If they're not there, get involved. Let me know that you're interested in a Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz hoodie in Viva La Roca red. We have it in blue, we have it in white as well. So make sure you check those bad boys out. But that's it, my friends. Until then, I'll see you soon. Until then, we are donezoed.